palladium. Now, I want to put that into perspective. Palladium is one of the rare earth metals, one of the precious metals. So you've got gold, okay? So you've got gold. And then you have platinum. Platinum is about 100 times rarer than gold. Palladium is in that family, okay? You've got rhodium, iridium, platinum, and then palladium. Palladium is about 100 times rarer than platinum. Wow. So palladium is about 10,000 times rarer than gold. The United States government has made one other platinum coin in its history. Last year, they did a mint state platinum coin. Sold out instantaneously. We sold them here, sold every coin I could get my hands on. I wish I had them all back because they're all worth crazy money today. So the United States government released this coin, what was it, last Thursday? Last Thursday was when this coin was released by the United States government that you see right here. It's sold out. They did 15,000 coins. It's sold out in, I think, 3 minutes. And the only reason it's sold out in 3 minutes is because the US government website couldn't take all the orders in 3 seconds. They allowed 1 per household. I am one of the largest purchasers of coins from the United States government, if not the largest. And so they gave me a special dispensation and allowed me to get 1 coin. Everybody got 1 coin. So what you have to do, for me to be able to do my addition, I have to literally buy from individually hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. Obviously, they charge extra, and all of a sudden, the price on this, ungraded, uncertified, doubled in about 24 hours. So this coin is an ounce of pure palladium. Last year's coin was what's called a bullion coin. It came out, it only was through authorized bullion distributors. So we could get allocations of those coins. This coin we could not get an allocation of. We literally had to buy them one by one from people who had purchased them. It's the only way to get them. The government did not sell these to dealers or anything else. On the obverse of the coin, you've got mercury. Okay, it's not technically mercury, but we call it mercury dime, as you can see right there. It is high relief, so as I turn the coin on its side, you can see that it has a specific release. It's struck at a higher, because they did this one in proof. Given the success of the coin last year, look at that. See how the eagle looks like it's coming off the coin? Oh, yeah. Now, you may recognize that eagle. It looks very much like the eagle that's on the reverse of the Walking Liberty $50, designed by Adolf Weinman. Actually, this is the original Weinman that did not go on the back of the Walking Liberty $50. They saved it, so they pulled this literally out of the vault to put it onto this coin. They gave it a $25 face value that you're going to see right here, and it is 1 ounce of pure palladium. Now here's the thing, I have 129 of these. These are first day of issue. They are exclusive to us. Go out there and try to find first day of issue NGC or PCGS. There are coins out there right now. Not a single one of those can you buy for $39.99.95, all more. Matter of fact, I think the PCGS, we call them PCs, the PCs right now are maybe 7,000 or 8,000 on first days of issue. High relief. Now, the only way to get high relief is from us. This is our original issue price. And I have to understand, we moved heaven and earth to be able to do this $39.95. We will sell out this entire edition of 129. Okay? We will sell out this entire edition of 129. Unfortunately, at this point, I don't even have the 129 coins. That's what we made the addition to be, hoping to be able to get the coins. At this point, I'm only able to do 59 of those 129 coins. Wow. Here's what happened. We literally contract with people to buy a coin for us, and we have to pay them for that. Because this has increased so dramatically in value, a significant number of those people decided not to sell us their coin. Because we had to put it in at a certain price so that I can guarantee this $39, and I don't have to be $49.95 or $59.95 or $69.95 right, or $79.95 prices for first day of issues that you see in the marketplace. And so because of that, it's just simply not possible for me. It's not possible for me to even do the whole edition at this point. We're hoping to be able to do that. But because the coin, there's 15,000 coins, and I suspect if the government made 150,000 or 200,000 of those coins, it simply wouldn't be enough. They've done 2 palladium coins in their history. The first one last year's, if you look at the palladium coin from last year, it looks like kind of a dull silver coin because it was just a mint state coin. Palladium is not a particularly attractive metal unless you do it in a high relief. I know it looks silver, but this is not plated. This is 1 ounce of pure palladium in high relief. They've only done a couple of high relief coins in the history of the United States government, and they've done them in gold, for instance. I don't think there's any of the high relief golds I can sell you at $39.95. They made significantly more coins, and I think they're $5,000, $6,000, even $7,000. I understand this isn't for everybody at $39.99.95. But I can tell you right now, I've been in the business, we were talking about this earlier, and I started in the coin business 46 years ago, okay? And I can't recall seeing craziness like this, okay? I talked to other dealers, people I've literally dealt with for decades, that you can do a handshake deal for however much money, and they always stand by their word. This is the first time that I've had a fair number of these people basically renege on all the deals that they did with me. Because this has so dramatically gone crazy and increased in price in the marketplace. People just, I guess it's just too much money for their word to be worth anything, I guess. I don't know. But this was our original issue price. We're going to keep our word here. This is what we were going to come out with based on the cost of the coin and everything else. This is the price we were always going to charge. So instead of charging more, I'll sell less. Okay, if I'm not able to.
This is your handshake price.
This is my handshake. Yeah, there you go. I like that. Yes, this is my handshake price. I guarantee we figured this out 3 weeks ago before all this craziness ensued, that this was going to be our price, and we stuck with that. Okay, at $39.99.95. Now, beyond this 129 coins, and I'm not even to 129 coins yet, I simply can't guarantee that, because then the secondary market takes over. So my handshake price is good for first day of issue, okay, is ultimately what it comes down to. And even that, I don't even know if I can fulfill all 129. At this point, we have 59 coins in the edition. That's what I have available right now, is 59 coins out of that 129 coins, and that's it. Okay, that's all that's available. This is the 2000, and I've got coins, okay? So as you can see, this is a live coin. The vast majority of people going, what do you mean it's a live coin? Well, understand, the vast majority of these the government hasn't even shipped most of these coins, because people are going insane trying to do this. I've got this. What we did is we got one of the coins, and we got it, and we found a coin that was out there. I paid more than this for the coin. I paid significantly more than $39.95 for this coin, because I got the first coin. We then had to fly that coin to Denver. We had to have it certified, and then we had to fly it here. You have to understand, this is a process this coin's a week old. Okay, first of all, the government had to sell it out. They had to ship it. We had to find it. We had to buy it. We had to take it to Denver. We had to have it certified. We had to have it here so I can have a live coin. In other words, a coin that exists.
Sure.
Okay? So like this coin at $39.99.95, with plane tickets and everything else, I'm about $7,000 in this coin.
Exactly.
Okay? Is ultimately what it comes down to. And then given what's happening in the marketplace today, it gets even crazier. Okay, it gets even crazier. Now, here's the other insane part of this. I've got a prime time show tonight from 8 to 10. Okay? I don't think there's any possible way this coin gets through the prime time show tonight. Okay? As a matter of fact, the way it looks right now, I don't even know that it gets through the 2 a.m. show. Because this is one of the single most significant, this will be, and like I said, I've been doing this a long time, half century I've been doing this.
That makes you sound really old, by the way.
Thank you. I am really old, actually.
I was going to say.
I am really old. I think it's going to be one of the most significant coins that the United States government has made, because it's several things. First of all, it's pure palladium. And understand, one of the reasons they have to limit the number of coins is there's just not that much palladium around.
Sure.
It's 10,000 times rarer than gold. Okay, 10,000 times rarer than gold, just the palladium. The other thing that they did is it's the only proof palladium coin that they've ever done. They did a mint state last year. I can't sell you that mint state coin for $39.99.95. It was way less money. And I was able to get, because they went through the authorized distributors. Remember those big green boxes? Well, they came in boxes, the palladium boxes, and I forget what color, the gold's red. I forget what they were. I think they were blue, actually, is what they were for the palladium. And so I got those, but I had connections in there. Guys that I've done literally hundreds of millions of dollars worth of it. They didn't renege on me. As a matter of fact, I got my allocation. I had hundreds and hundreds of coins. That's not the case here.
No,
and
not
even
at all.
that coin I can't sell you. The 2017 I can't sell you for $39.99.95. I wish I could, but I can't. Okay, so now this coin. And understand, that original coin, the 2017, that was in essence a bullion coin. So it sold from the government for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars less than this coin, which is, once again, look at that, there is the W.
Yep.
That's the government signing this as a presentation coin. And the one thing I can tell you is that as gorgeous as this coin looks right now, it is even better looking in person.
It is.
It is even better looking in person. The one thing I can tell you, and with this coin, all bets are off, okay? Like I said, in terms of collectability, in terms of desirability, in terms of price.
Which are all the things, you know, it's like
check all of those things.
Check all those boxes.
The one thing I can tell you is I will not sell this coin for less than 30. I'm sorry, we had I had an update on quantities here. I will not sell this coin for less than $39.99.95.
This is the rock bottom.
So this is the rock, like you said, this is the handshake price.
This is the handshake price.
Understand, folks, and nowhere else on the planet are you going to get a 30-day money-back guarantee for this coin right here.
And
30-day money-back guarantee.
That's the
Everybody else,
relationship.
because I mean, it's
Right.
so volatile in the marketplace, you know? So, like I said, for first day of issue, you go out there and try to find first day of issue. If you can find a first day of issue coin, I don't care if it's PCGS, NGC, or ANACS, first day of issue, perfect palladium. You find it for less than $39.95, you send it back. Send it back. Go
Exactly.
ahead.
And you've got 30 days to be able to do that. That's our money back guarantee, literally a 30-day unconditional money back guarantee, and you will not find that anywhere else. I mean, that's the power of the relationship that we have with you, that Mike has with us, and that Mike has with you. That's why for the last 15 years, Mike has been able to do all of the research, do all the legwork, have all of those connections that he's been building for over 4 decades to be able to have that handshake price with you this morning. So we have such limited quantities, we have such a rare opportunity. I would hate for you to miss out. Even if you're thinking just waiting until tonight, don't wait.
No.
Get it home now, because again, you have that peace of mind to be able to take the time to see it, to do your research, and to put that challenge to the test and send it back if you find it for better price anywhere else.
We're under 4 dozen.
Oh no.
Yes. You're funny. We're under 4 dozen. And like I said, $39.95, I get it.
Yes,
okay?
we understand.
I understand, it's not for everybody.
Right.
But if you're a serious collector, and even if you're not a collector, and let's say you want to dip your toe in collecting and you're willing to go into the deep end, this is a coin.
Go big or go home?
Yeah, that's right, go big or go home. Because, well, like I said, I'm bringing 50 years of experience to bear here.
Exactly.
And all I can tell you is like many things that are out there in collectibles, it's not just the coin itself, but it's the market and the way the market reacts. And this coin has been so incredible in the market that it has led me, because of this, to be able to buy deals of other things that I'll bring for a couple shows down the road, because guys are selling other things for literally less than they're worth so they can have enough money to buy these.
Wow.
Okay?
That's...
You know, I had a guy today call me with some gold. And he says, you know, I got 100 of these saints I got to get rid of. I said, well, I'm really not a saint buyer. He says, sell them to you for melt. Okay, so I'm buying mint state 62 St. Gaudens, okay, which usually bring tremendous premiums. I mean, that's a numismatic coin. That's a $20 gold piece from the 1920s. I'm buying them for what the melt value is worth, to literally melt them down and destroy them. I've never done that in all the years that I've been in the coin business, because he had to have money to play with Palladium coins, okay? And I'm getting that kind of thing. I bought a bag of Morgan silver dollars. A beautiful bag. I'll have those, I think, next week. 1881S, an original bag of 1881S Morgan silver dollars for significantly less than I would have paid a week ago, because they had to have money for this. Okay? Well, I have a few of these. Like I said, we're under 4 dozen in terms of availability now. The key to this, folks, is you've got to take advantage while you can at this price for our first day of issue. Now, understand, first day of issue, you can find PCGS or NGC first day of issues out there. You know, that's kind of a thing that several different people have. And I've seen those, like I said, as high as about $8,000. But so they go through so many people, I don't know. But with ANACS, first day of issue, there's one place on the planet you can buy it, right here. So not only do I believe that unless that NGC or PCGS is in the marketplace for first day of issue Palladiums, I guarantee I'm the lowest price on this, because this is the only place you can buy it. So what happens is you are absolutely, positively, 100% guaranteed buying this coin for wholesale, because this is the only price that you can buy it for $39.99.95.
You know, I was thinking, if one person in each state was watching, not even one person in each state could get this.
Gone.
Yeah.
At this point, I mean, you know, you gotta be just in a couple parts of the country.
Exactly.
Because I think we're rocketing towards about 3 dozen left, is all that I have right now. And I have no guarantees that I'm gonna be able to fill the rest of that edition. This may be a one and done, you know, is what it comes down to. There you go, 47, look at that.
And that's not with everybody else on the phone lines.
Yeah, we got all kinds of people on the phone.
Exactly, we've got to put up a 3.5 clock. So again, I want to remind everybody, not only is this that pure 1 ounce of palladium, this is a pure rare opportunity as an invitation. So if you're thinking about it, don't miss out. Don't miss out by waiting and saying, I woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? Have you ever done that? Have you ever woulda, coulda, shoulda? This is the time that we take that out. We definitely give you that 30-day unconditional money back guarantee, so that you have the time to decide 100% on the purchase. And we know that this is something that maybe you didn't wake up today and think about doing, or maybe before you go to bed. But by the time you wake up, by the time you see Mike later, it's gonna be gone.
Because here's the other thing that happens. I mean, we're 2:17 a.m. Eastern time.
Right.
And all of you that watch us here on a regular basis, thanks to every one of you. I understand not all of you can be up at 2:17 a.m. Eastern time. We are heavily recorded. One of the things that we have here in our coin show is oftentimes we have significant sales tomorrow morning. People that get up and as they're getting ready for work, flip this on and start watching the recorded version of the show and start calling in. And so not only do we have all the people that are calling in now, like I said, we had 47 remaining, okay, in terms of availability. That's for the people that are actually actively watching us live at 2:18 now.
And already placed the order.
And already placed the order.
Correct.
Okay, that doesn't count all the people in the ordering process, the literally thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are recording this show and will buy in the morning.
Because
and
you're
I can
not
tell
here
you,
all the time.
no, based on my experience, I would say that there's another 10 or 12 or 15 of these that will be sold by 10 a.m. That belies the fact that, of course, I have the show tonight at 8 p.m., okay, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. tonight, where the balance of these will absolutely positively sell out. Now, I may be able to fill the rest of the edition. Remember, we started with 59 coins, but I may not. I literally may not be able to do that because I really want to do the $39.99.95. That's kind of the key to this. And I just don't know what we're going to do. Like I said, that's my handshake price. And unfortunately, not everybody lived up to their handshake price to me. But that's what I was able to do for about literally half the edition, because we set the edition ahead of time.
Right.
We anticipate how many people, you know, like I said, because I literally, in the past, I'm able to get allocations of coins from the United States government. I'm able to get allocations of coins from the authorized distributors. There's only 13 of them in the United States, and I have extraordinary relationships with many of those, with many of those people. And so I'm able to do that. But literally, when the government sells these one per household, I mean, there's nothing I can do. I mean, you know, I literally have to contract with individual people one by one. So, you know, for 129 to get. And these are perfect coins.
Right.
So that's 200 people I've got to go in and I've got to buy their coins at you know, and now at the going rate. You know, we contract ahead of time so that people can make some money at it. And then all of a sudden, and I saw things, people advertising in newspapers. Hey, make $100, make $200, make $300. All you have to do is order this coin and we'll pay you. I mean, I've never seen that before. The things that people have done to get these coins, coin dealers have done to get these coins, is things I've never seen in the 50 years that I've done this, because this coin is so impressive. So let me talk just a second. I know the clock's just sped up. Just give me 1 second here. I want to explain what the coin is. It is solid 1 ounce of palladium. I talk about the coin. I guess I got to talk about, explain to you the coin. It is only the second palladium coin ever done by the United States government, the very first one in proof. They've done it. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Can we, is that spectacular? That eagle, that's what high relief is. See how the eagles, it looks like it's
three-dimensional.
It's three-dimensional.
Yeah.
Because they've done this coin and it's almost like a base relief. It's very concave. And there the eagle, oh, that's a great shot right there. Done in this pure palladium that you're going to have here. This is not plated or anything else. This is 1 ounce of pure palladium. Remember, 10,000 times rarer than gold. Oh, that's a fabulous shot. It is literally almost, well, it is three-dimensional. But I mean, it even through the camera just comes to you with this. This is the United States mint coin that you're going to have right here. Check this out. And then the same thing on the front. Now, additionally, see, we're down to 40 now. So what happens is, and that doesn't count all the people in the ordering process and everything else. The other additional part of this is this design has been done before. The Mercury dime. One of the most popular coins ever done by the United States government. The Mercury dime was made from 1916 to 1945. And it was, you know, it was that one that was ubiquitous in the American economy for almost 100 years. For almost 100 years. This brings out this right here, and that brings Mercury to life in pure proof palladium. Last year's coin had that kind of dull, unfinished palladium, platinum look. This one has been polished. This is proof. This is West Point Mint. This is the hottest coin in the world right now. Absolutely, positively, bar none. And this first day of issue annex, you can only get it right here. I say go out there and look for NGC or PCGS first day of issues. $39.95 is not going to get those coins bought, folks. We're about 3 dozen is all that remain. Like I said, the quantity that we have in hand will sell out in the primetime show tonight if it doesn't sell out right now. What are we down to? 37 now.
Yeah, the clock is down. We are counting your orders. Please, please, please jump into the ordering process. Stay in the ordering process so we can send you yours. And remember, you can use your choice of credit card to make the payment today. All right, we're going to take a quick little break so we can process all the orders, and we're going to come back with more and Mike and all these wonderful coins right after this.
I love the